How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to ConstantlyVariedFitness, and in this video we're going to talk about the purpose of warming up, different ways to warm up for different types of workouts, and truly how to make sure that your body is primed and ready to go for whatever you're going to hit in the gym. Now, we're going to go over a lot of different topics, a lot of different subjects. So if you have any questions on anything we talk about, make sure to leave them down below in the comments, and leave a like if you enjoy this video. Now, the first big benefit of warming up, well actually first let's backtrack. What a warm-up is truly just that, as increasing your body's internal temperature to receive numerous different benefits before you work out. So the first one being opens blood vessels, allowing muscles to move more freely. So when you are cold, when you essentially haven't done anything, you just drove into your car and walked in the gym, your muscles are cold, let's say, where they're not as open and malleable as they are if you were to do a warm-up. So let's say you hop on a treadmill, you go through different exercises, that increased blood flow to that area is going to help it open up, increase the blood vessels, allowing your body to utilize or to pump more blood there, put more oxygen, and make that muscle more primed and ready to go for whatever workout you have. So that's one huge key factor, is just warming up the muscle and getting the muscle ready to contract and do the workout or whatever strength portion you have to do. Now the next one is allow for faster and more powerful contractions. Again, going back to that cold muscle idea, is if you just walk into the gym and you were just to go and start bench pressing, obviously you would start light, but it might not feel that great. It might feel like, oh, I'm feeling kind of slow, feeling kind of sluggish. A warm-up is not only getting blood flow to the area, but helping your nervous system get ready to send triggers to that muscle to get ready to contract and be explosive. So that's why it's very important to warm up and not just jump into something, because you might be wasting energy. You might not feel as strong those first few sets. And I'm pretty sure you've experienced that before, where you try to like rush to your workout and you don't warm up and you're like, oh man, I feel slow, I feel lethargic, and all of a sudden, as you start to build a little bit of a sweat, you kind of get that blood pumping, now the sets are starting to feel good. That's a big portion of why it's very important to warm up, because it gets those muscles ready to contract and do whatever you need them to do. Last one, assessing physical preparedness. Now let's say it's your third or your fourth or your fifth day straight in the gym, and you have, for example, box jumps in your workout. So you will do, let's say, some broad jumps to get those muscles firing. Let's say maybe you do some jump rope and you realize like, dang, my hips are really tight, or my calves are super constricted and they feel like they're gonna just pop open. Making sure that we're preparing our body before we even get ready to attack what we have ahead, we'll make sure we're staying safe and we're gonna be able to be more efficient with whatever we have in front of us. So foam rolling your calves, stretching out your hips, doing more hamstring and quad warm-up exercises, things like that will help you to maximize your potential of your sets and your reps in the gym. Now, I have 3 different examples of different types of workouts you might do in the gym based on whatever program you follow Now I have 3 different examples of types of workouts that you might do in the gym. The first example being, it's a muscle group type of workout. So it'd be shoulders, legs, chest, things like that. Example 2 being a movement pattern. So whether you're doing a pressing type of workout, a pulling, a squatting, a hip hinging. Maybe example 3 being a full body or a high intensity functional fitness type workout, or a CrossFit type workout. So we're gonna go over different types of exercises you might see during that workout, and different types of ways you would warm up for those workouts. So first one being shoulders. Now, when it comes to a muscle group, I like to warm up every single part of that muscle. So it's very important to know the anatomy of the muscle to make sure you're not just warming up a certain area. Because for example, let's say for your shoulders, you have a whole array of different movements you have to do for your shoulder workout. Let's say you have bench press, you have shoulder press, you have pec flies, you have rear delt flies, all these different areas. But your shoulder isn't just one muscle group. Your shoulder consists especially of 3 different muscles, like your front, your mid, and your rear delt. And if let's say you just warm up your front one by doing some push-ups before your workout, you do some pec flies, you're like, oh yeah, my shoulder's still feeling kind of warm, but you don't warm up your rear delts, now they're not primed and ready to go and hit whatever workout you're gonna do. So I like to make sure whenever I'm doing a muscle group like legs, chest, back, whatever it is, I warm up every single type of muscle group in that area, and don't just do a generic type of, oh, okay, I'm gonna do for my back warm up, I'm gonna do some light barbell rows or the empty bar. Okay, my back's ready to go. No, I might do some pull-ups, I might do some trap work, I might do different areas to make sure every single muscle group in that area is warmed up. So for example, again, going back to the shoulders, we have a front, mid, and a rear delt, which is the main components of your shoulder capsule. So what we're gonna do is, for the first one, we can do some push-ups. Very simple, everyone can do them, whether you do them on your feet, on your knees, everyone can do a push-up, and it gets a lot of front delt primed and ready to go. Next, for about mid delt, you could do maybe some lateral raises or some presses with your elbows out to the side. So let's do lateral raises. And then for your rear delt, you might do something like rear delt flies, where you hinge at the hips and you bring your arms out to your side. But one exercise I like to do a lot that really gets people warmed up and ready to go are AT-YTs. So essentially for this exercise, you would grab really light dumbbells or really light weights, maybe like 5 pounds or less. I really don't need much anything heavier than that. You would hinge at the hips, you'd bring your arms down and back to make an A position, you bring them out to the side to bring a T, bring them up to the sky to make a Y, if that makes sense. So A, T, Y, T, A. You go through that for 5 or 6 reps and your shoulders are definitely feeling really warm, especially your rear delts. So that's a really good one. But the whole point is, again, based on whatever muscle group you are focusing on, whatever body part you are focusing on, make sure every single muscle group in that area is warm to make sure that it's fully primed and ready to go. Even if you were just gonna do, let's say you're very specific in your muscle groups and you're like, today is front delts and calves day. I would still warm up the whole shoulder, because even though you might do exercises that are very front delt dominant, you're still gonna work a lot of the other muscle groups in that shoulder. So very beneficial to warm up every single part of whatever muscle group you're gonna train, if that's the type of workout you do. Now, second one, based off of a movement type or movement pattern, is the squats. Now, when it comes to a movement type or movement pattern, I like to be very, very specific on what I'm gonna warm up with, because I want to be the same exact movement that I'm going to be doing in whatever my workout is. So if you're doing squats, the best way to warm up for squats, guess what? Squats. So you could do many different types of squats. You could do a goblet squat. You could do a front squat with empty bar. You could do wall balls. You could do so many different things to help get the squat ready and primed up. You could do pause squats, for example. Like, the list goes on, different things you could do. But I would warm up first with just going through the range of motion of what I'm going to do in the workout. So a squat. So I might do 30 air squats. Okay, see how my body feels, see how everything feels. And then after that, I would probably warm up every single muscle group in what area I'm going to squat. Now, the squat essentially works a lot of different muscles. Squat also works your core, your back. The squat is a very functional movement to do, and it requires a lot of muscles. But the main drivers in a squat are your lower body, obviously your quads, hamstrings, and calves. I've definitely prime up your core too if you plan on going heavy. You really need to stabilize that trunk. So I would do things like lunges. I would do front step lunges to really get my quads warmed up. I might do single leg Romanian deadlifts. I'll put SL, RDL. Those really get the hamstrings nice and warm. And then I might do some jump rope for my calves, make sure my calves are primed up. So now these are all my legs, and then for core, you can do simple things. You could do sit-ups, you could do Russian twists, you could do crunches, anything like that to help make sure the core is primed up. But then this is also when it's very beneficial to know, whoops, that bugs me. It's also very beneficial to know your strengths, your weaknesses. So for example, my lower back is definitely a big problem for me, and it ties into my glutes. So my lower back, my glutes are two of my problem childs when it comes to a lot of different movements, especially like squats and deadlifts. So if I know I'm gonna do squats and I know my lower back is tight, I might spend some time doing some glute activation stuff. So I might do side steps with the band. We've all seen those like bands, like a lot of the fitness models do when they put them around their knees and do like their very ugly half rep squats. Those are very beneficial to warm up your glutes. That's why they use them for their glutes. I would definitely recommend doing that. You can buy a band from like Amazon for like $4 or $5, probably even cheaper than that. They're really, you can get them anywhere. But again, I would warm up the muscle group, so I'd probably do a lot of air squats prior. From there, I'd do different things to warm up those muscle groups in those areas pertaining to whatever movement type I'm doing, and then I'd affect or target anything that might hinder me from not doing that movement optimally, which can also tie in to your shoulder movements also. So if you know your rear delt on your right side always flares up and always crunches and doesn't feel right, okay, spend a little more time there and spend more attention to make sure that it doesn't crunch and doesn't feel bad, because obviously you don't want that to be a chronic issue down the road. Now, full body like CrossFit. Now, this is very broad. A lot of CrossFit programs follow a lot of different methodologies and do a lot of different types of structures to their programs. But now let's say your gym for the day has almost every single muscle group going on. They have wall balls, which is a lot of quads and shoulders. They have kettlebell swings, a lot of posterior. They have box jumps. They have running. They have essentially every muscle group is being targeted. So for the warm-up, you should do every single muscle group. Now, Obviously, it might be boring to do the same thing in the warm-up that you're gonna do in the workout. So for example, if your workout again has wall balls and you don't wanna do wall balls in the warm-up, that's fine. Do medicine ball cleans, do goblet squats again. You could do thrusters with a plate. There's so many different ways to warm up for what you have going on that I would do whatever movement is gonna allow you to maximize your time in the warm-up, if that makes sense. So don't be doing a shoulder exercise, and then a core exercise, and then a quad exercise, and a calf exercise. If you know you're gonna be targeting your whole body, let's do full body exercise in the warm-up too. So again, going back to thrusters. Thrusters target your shoulders, they target your quad, they target your core, they target a lot of different areas. Let's do kettlebell swings. They target your glutes, hamstrings, lower back, midline again. Let's do box jumps. These get your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, and then whatever other muscle group that you would have to do that isn't attacked here that you'd want to add on to the warm-up that is seen in your workout. So I'm trying to think, what else would, let's say you have pull-ups. Then for the warm-up you could add light dumbbell rows. Whoops. So that's a big thing that I also believe in too, the warm-up. It shouldn't take you all day long to do a warm-up. Based off if you're doing an hour-long workout, 10 to 15 minutes warm-up is plenty of time. That's all you really need there. Anything else might be overkill, might tire you too much. Anything less might not be enough for warm-up at all and might really hinder how much you can push yourself in the workout. Now, one thing I didn't really cover was stretches. Now, going back to the topic we had here where I know that my lower back and my glutes always give me problems and I need to attend to those every single time I work out, especially with squats and deadlifts. Now, if you have chronic issues that are bugging you, I would attend to those every day, and not only are there certain exercises you can do, like dynamic movements you can do to help warm up that area, if you know that foam rolling your lower back helps, laying on a lacrosse ball, maybe doing some active release therapy, things like that. Anything that's going to help you really get that body part, muscle group, whatever it is, help moving safely, add it in there. I believe stretching is really crucial, especially after your workout, to help elongate the muscle, allow for more blood flow to it to help recover and feel better for your next workout. But the warm-up is the most important part in my opinion. From there, you can assess, okay, yeah, my calves are really tight, I'll roll out my calves a little bit. Okay, my shoulders are really constricted, okay, I'll do a shoulder stretch for a couple of minutes. Different things like that are gonna help you make sure that you're not only primed and warmed up, but again, going back to the safety issue. If you have chronic issues, attend to those too to make sure your body is feeling good. I highly recommend, if you are someone that works out 4, 5, 6 days a week, you are constantly working out, you're pushing body to limits, invest in a chiropractor, invest in a masseuse, invest in different areas to help not make sure that it's hard to just assess yourself and you go on WebMD like, oh, my shoulder hurts. Oh wow, I have shoulder broken-itis. Get a second opinion, find these experts that help make sure you stay safe and you can still keep doing what you love on a daily basis. Now, again, a lot of different things were covered in this video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for the whole entire thing. If you have any questions on anything we talked about, make sure to leave them down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe for plenty more, and we'll see you guys next time.